right, Cardinals training camp 2025 is underway. First practice open to the public today. Really good crowd for a Thursday on hand as the Cardinals wrapped up workout number 2 for them just about a half hour ago. Tim Ring in for Dave Burns today, joined now by Darius Robinson, who's made his way to the broadcast booth. D, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
How do you feel?
I feel great. Excited. I just feel like we was just here, but really blessed to be here, be healthy. So just excited for this opportunity.
I got to ask you, I mentioned the fans coming in. When you guys are working down there on the field, do you notice a difference when there are fans in the stands, or is it just pretty much nose to the grindstone no matter what?
Yeah, you can feel the juice, feel the energy, but you got to lock in on your keys and your assignment for the day. But I'm just glad to see the Bird Gang come out. Like, we have the best fans in the NFL, so anytime we get to see them, it's the best.
Well, man, there's a lot to talk about with you personally, and I'm going to get into some of it. Obviously, the first question that's coming last year, you suffered that calf injury in August, and, man, I don't think you were right the entire season. You finally got on the field in early December. You played in 6 games. Very simple, basic question. What was that like for you having to go through that, not only as an NFL player, but as a rookie, your first shot at it?
Nah, it's crazy. I tell people all the time it was the best year of my life and the worst year of my life in the same year. But I learned so much, and it gave me so much adversity for the rest of my life and my career. So that's why I'm just super excited for this year. Like, I keep telling everybody, this is my red shirt rookie year because, this is a new year, new opportunity. Got to play a little bit, but now, like, it's really on. So just really challenging myself each day, but I'm super excited.
They were talking about analysts and doing these radio shows, people are always talking about the new additions to the Cardinal defense, and I am always quick to say, don't forget they're adding another first-round pick in Darius Robinson to that front seven, because for my money, I'm kind of with you. It's almost like this is your rookie year.
Rookie year.
I mean, you said you learned a lot last year going through that adversity. What did you learn?
I learned that I can fight and compete. Like, no matter what's going on in my personal life, like, I'm going to show up each day and be consistent. I also learned just our defense and really understand that what we're trying to get done based off what position you are in the defense. And then also think about just pass rush, man. Like, it's hard to get sacks in the NFL, so just going through that kind of gauntlet, playing the 6 teams and try to understand my rush plan better and moving forward. So I'm just super excited.
Where do you think you can excel in this Nick Rawless defense? I mean, because you had a chance to study it. I mean, you were in the meetings last year.
Yeah, wherever honestly, because, we play with 3 down D linemen, so whichever, either the field spot or the boundary spot, it really doesn't matter to me. And then in pass rush, if we're rushing with 2 guys or 1 guy, just know my track, know my alignment, just set everything up of my rushes and also whatever he calls. So just super excited, man.
You must have been chomping at the bit last year. That had to be so hard to see. I mean, you want a chance to prove yourself in this league. And then, like I mentioned in the open there, I'm not sure you were ever quite right. Even when you came back, I mean, you were never, I could say this, you were never listed as full on the injury report the entire season, even when you came back. So I'm guessing you never felt quite 100%.
Yeah, I remember last year, like, my fall camp was really, really good. Like, I had, like, the most confidence in the world, like, the most juice in the world, like, going against R1s and making plays. And then just when that happened, it was just unfortunate. But that's why we're now just getting back to work and just find that process again and we'll be ready for this year.
What do you think about the defensive personnel? I mentioned the changes that have come in. Josh Sweat is here. Tomlinson is here. I mean, they I don't know if you followed the NFL draft, but they pretty much went all defense to try to bolster your side of the football. Tell me what you think about the personnel, including the new additions.
Yeah, I love our new teammate, Sweat. He's really slippery. Like, rushing with him yesterday, we had a good game. Calais, that's probably my favorite so far. Like, he's just such a legend, and he's such a good teacher. That's how I would say it. And I just be trying to be side by side with him every day and just soak up as much knowledge from him and just don't take that for granted. And Dalvin, he's a great energy. He's really big, like, really strong guy, has a lot of success. So everybody on the front is looking really good.
Have you picked the brain of Calais yet, or is that a work in progress?
Man, every day.
Every day. Like, what do you ask him? What do you want to know?
I mean, the first question, I remember we was just sitting at dinner, and then I was just thinking, like, 18 years, like, he's just seen everything. So I just start asking him who's the best players he went against, like, what are some of his biggest memories. His rookie year was the year they went to the Super Bowl, like, how that was, just like anything. And then in the meeting room, I'd be like, okay, like, what do you think? And then just go from there. But now this year, I think we'll helped me grow so much as a player, having somebody like that in our room.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you mentioned, he was a rookie on the team where the Cardinals went to the Super Bowl. If my math is correct, you were about 5 years old.
Yeah,
I mean,
something like that.
To put that in perspective,
Yeah.
the man has been doing this for a long time, but he's a great guy to learn from. And I'm sure you were asking him questions about the old days and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I'm sure once you guys get into the trenches, into the meat of the season in that film room, his experience and talent is going to be invaluable in terms of making you guys all better players.
Facts, and he has all the sacks. Like, literally, he has so many sacks that it's kind of like you sit and think, like, wow, it's going to take a lot of work. But, I'm all for the work. So he's just a great guy, man. Like, I'm just super glad that they brought him here, and I'm just going to take advantage of each opportunity, each moment with him.
How different is year 2 training camp from year 1? I
I
imagine you guys got to be so nervous early on your first year out here.
The first year, I was just worried about making sure I got lined up for stretch the right way. And now year 2, it's like, okay, like what can we get to next? And I think about it like that. So I'm just super excited. It's not taking a day for granted, and recover today and get back to work tomorrow.
Man, I'm telling you, Cardinal fans cannot wait to see you at full strength out there helping their team win football games. I know you two. One more before I let you go. Head coaches always kind of have a theme going into camp, and maybe there's a slogan, maybe there's not, but there's always a theme and a message that a head coach wants to send to this group, this team. This group of ultimately 53 guys. Has Jonathan Gannon kind of expressed that yet, or is that a work in progress?
I would say it's like a work in progress, but being around JG, like, he always has so much energy, and he just wants us to do the right things all the time, follow the standard operating procedures, just like be a great teammate. But then I know specifically on defense, Nick Rallis, like, his big thing is warpath. Like,
Warpath, okay.
Warpath, just thinking about from the last year, didn't make the playoffs, going to the offseason, going to now, we need to be on a warpath. So I'm bought in, and I'm just super excited for this year.
All right, man. Well, we all are, and we're all excited that you're healthy. Stay healthy.
Yes, sir.
And contribute to a team that heads to the playoffs
Yes,
this
sir.
year. D-Rob, really appreciate it, man.
Yes,
The Red Reckoning, indeed. Burns and Gambo live from State Farm Stadium. Cardinals Training Camp 2025 is underway. I'm Tim Ring in for Dave Burns today. John Gambadoro in the home studio today. Gambo, we're awaiting the arrival of Paris Johnson Jr. We just talked to Darius Robinson. Let's bring you in on that. Your thoughts on not only the Robinson interview and what he had to say, but also his goals and his role coming up in the season ahead.
Yeah, it just goes to show you that, the second year for these guys is always so much different. I mean, for as long as I've done this, the difference between the first year and the second year of training camp is night and day. He was trying to get lined. He didn't know how to get. He wanted to make sure I was lined up the right way for stretching in the first year. The second year, you don't think about that stuff. You're a little bit more of a veteran, not a total veteran, but you feel a lot better about your situation. I also love the Calais stuff. Just relying on Calais, looking at Calais, all the sacks, the 5 years old when Calais was in the Super Bowl, and just having a guy like that, a true professional, a consummate professional that you could bounce ideas off of, a guy you could look up to and you respect. I mean, that's going to go a long way towards helping some of these players.
Gambo, speaking of the consummate professional, the guy sitting to my right now is certainly that. Only in year 3, but big things expected for Paris Johnson Jr., who has pulled up a chair here. Paris, thanks a lot for stopping by, man. We appreciate it. I got to ask you, I ended the interview with Darius Robinson asking about head coach Jonathan Gannon. You've been in 3 of these training camps now.
Yes, sir.
Has the head coach evolved or changed at all in his demeanor in terms of his messaging and how he approaches training camp? Because he was new at this as well when you guys all started this.
Yeah,
deal.
for sure. I mean, I think just going into the third year here with him, I think the intent is up from him, and the intensity that he's expecting out of all the guys here, especially the guys that came in with him.
So, Paris, I want to let you know that I said this behind your back, and I'm more than happy to say it to your face. We were having a discussion the other day about the Cardinals upgrading their talent. They've only had 3 first-team All-Pros over the last 10 years, and the discussion was who was going to be the next one, and the first person out of my mouth was you, Paris Johnson Jr. I think you have that kind of ability, and I think that someday you're going to get there as the best elite tackle in the NFL. I know your goals are team-oriented, but personally, do you feel like that is your ceiling? Is that a goal of yours, to be the best at what you do in the league? I would imagine it has to be.
It is. That's the expectation that I was brought out here to Arizona to reach, and that's my expectation each time I step on the field.
Yeah, and so far last year, first full season at left tackle, 14 games, 17 at right tackle. As a rookie, had the knee injury, kind of cut your season short a year ago, but by April you were full go. Was it difficult to kind of end up the season on the sidelines after starting the first 14 of the year? Like, how was that to deal with?
Yeah, that was tough. One, just to not be there for the team to finish out the year, regardless of how it was. You know, we're not making the playoffs. I wanted to be out there for each and every snap. And also it was a goal of mine to start every game of my career from beginning to end and to not miss. I know one of the only guys to do that was Joe Thomas. And I wanted to be able to be somewhere in that in that range of being able to, you know, people say, hey, Joe, Paris, every game, every snap, always in. So that was like the first thing on my mind was, Jesus, hope they don't take me out because I need to keep going. That was my main concern when it happened, was getting there, fight. No, you're not. I need to go back out there.
Well, you start a new streak in September and hopefully it'll go on for 15 years. Paris Johnson Jr. The biggest challenge going from the right side to the left side, tell me.
I think it was just the balance with the feet. I think that was the largest thing. But, I mean, I feel like at this point I don't face any challenges with that transition anymore. After doing that for a full year, feeling it now feels as like the best it's felt ever at this point, especially right now. How I felt, no TAs, and feeling now, I know it's only day 2, but I love my feet. I love the body position, and my goals continue to replicate it and allow how awesome I feel to be the foundation and to come and attack and to earn my stripes every day to reach the All-Pro expectations that we spoke about earlier.
Yeah, new offensive line coach in 2025, Justin Fry. He's new to a lot of players, actually not new to you. You had him for 1 year, I believe, at Ohio State. Your thoughts on him getting the job? What was your reaction when he got the job? Because, I mean, you had great success at Ohio State. I imagine he had at least a small role in that development.
Oh, he had a huge role in that development.
Okay.
He had a huge role in that development. I was just coming off of playing right guard my sophomore year. My freshman year, I was a backup at 4 spots. So spending that time with Coach Fry, I think what makes him an elite coach as a developer is his patience. And also with guys like me who want that success right now, when we have that personal expectation for it to be the best in the world right now, his ability to be, hey, the goal today is only to do this, and that's all I want to see. That's all I want you to focus on. And I think that's what makes him an awesome developer. So my initial reaction to him being here was awesome. I was hype.
Did the fellow lineman come up to you and said, all right, what's up with this dude?
Oh, for sure. I was getting calls left and right. I was in Miami at the time. I'm getting fielding calls left and right, just talking about how awesome he is and just how, he's really here for the players. And the energy he brings is real. And it's intense, but, I mean, it's all out of love, and it's all out of just seeing people reach their potential.
Speaking of Ohio State, you obviously were a former teammate of Marvin Harrison Jr., and he is poised for a breakout year in year 2. He looks physically bigger. I think he's mentally tougher and stronger. But the reason why it's a breakout year in year 2, Paris, is because, maybe he didn't quite meet the expectations in year 1, at least the expectations that other people, guys like me, had for him. What did you see out of your former college teammate last year as a rookie here, and what strides has he made? And more importantly, what strides can he make in year 2? Yeah,
from the day that I always tell this people, from the day that I saw him at 6 in the morning as a freshman, putting in work in the indoor, from that day and seeing it translated in practice even before he got his first start in the Rose Bowl, as a freshman, I knew he was the best receiver that I've seen in the Woody, and that's along with the greats like Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson, who got that amazing extension. Jackson, J-Mo with the Lions, but Marvin, he always set himself apart, and me and him always speak about the goals that he has, and all the goals and expectations that people put on him are very realistic and are very attainable for him because he's just that elite as a player. And I have no doubt that I've seen it time and time again, and I'm super excited for the Cardinals fans to be able to see that production out of him and I'll make sure I do my job and all 5 of us up front so he can get all that production. So that way people can be okay. Paris was he was saying he was calling it, because I called it when he got drafted, and I was who we get, Nate. I'm like, Marvin's the one. He came. I was okay. Paris, you're right. Now I'm ready for round 2, and I know he's ready for it. So I'm super excited for this year with him.
Yeah, you mentioned your unit. Give me the breakdown of the 5 right now. Isaiah Adams, is he ready to be the right guard? I think that left side is solid, if not more than solid. Really, really good. The Froholt in the middle there doing what he does. And I guess, little questions on the right side, but how would you evaluate it? You tell me.
Yeah, one, I love my boy Evan Brown.
Yeah.
I love our communication. I love how he's always there. I love his input. I love his feedback. I think the communication with me and him is flawless. And I'm not saying that each and every play is going to be exactly how we want in practice, but that communication does not change. It's incredible, and I think that's why our relationship is awesome, and I'm excited to go into this year with him. I think Fro holding down the middle. I love Fro. There's not a lot of centers that have that athleticism that he has. And again, I think he has a lot on his plate as a center and communicating for the whole line. So as much as me and Evan can have our communication down, so we can look to Fro and be like, hey, you don't got to worry about us. We're going to be on our stuff. You're good. Just give us point and ID, and we're cooking. You can leave us alone. We're doing our thing. And then with Isaiah and Jonah, I think with Jonah, with him coming back, he looks good. He's been grinding every day this offseason, whether it's here, whether it's in San Diego, anywhere he was at, he was, starting to work his butt off, so to have him back here full time, full speed, that's exciting. And Isaiah looks like a night and day player from last year. I mean, he's physically been insanely strong. Like, I hate going against him in Indy when he has to hold the bag, run full speed into him. He's a brick wall. That hasn't changed, but you can tell in his mind he's realizing he's that brick wall.
Yeah.
The first year you're telling him. The second year he's able to recognize it, and he's playing faster because I think his understanding of the system has increased even more. So, I mean, I'm excited for everybody to see that as well.
I thought it was a strength of the team last year, the offensive line. I think you guys have the opportunity and the ability to be even better this year. Let me ask you one more question before I let you go. It's more about Paris Johnson, the person, rather than the football player. I was so impressed with all your extracurriculars that you had in college and in high school when you were drafted. You were not just a football player. You were really good at football, obviously, but you did other things. Now that you're 3 years into the league, what other things are you continuing to do? Do you have a foundation? What are the things you're interested in terms of your life off the football field?
Yes, so I love to be able to give back to the community. We have something in the works right now with Kurt Warner. We're going to work with him and his and with his group to be able to give back to vets and to put them in homes. And I was so grateful to have the opportunity to work with a legend like him. So that's in the works. But again, anytime we can be able to get outside to help people in the community, that's been something that's huge for me. Again, we're blessed that we get to be able to play this game and get to make so much from it. But I feel like, people have to remember that stuff just goes a lot farther for people in the community. And it's not about them recognizing who I am or whatever. Like, I don't even care about that. I think it's cool to be 24 years old and be able to have the opportunity and resources to make the one-on-one interactions in person with people in the Phoenix area, which is awesome. I love to travel. That's like one of my favorite things. I love to travel, to get around the world, the long flights. That's been fun too.
All right, but we'll take advantage of that. And when you're involved in the community, they're gonna love you. They're gonna love you here if you do your job on the field. They're gonna love you even more if you ingratiate yourself into the community, and you are doing exactly that. Man, it's good to see you.
I appreciate it.
Have a great season. Stay healthy.
Thank you.
All right, we're looking for big things in 2025. Paris Johnson Jr.
Thanks for watching Burns and Gambo. Click to see more from the guys and hit the button in the middle to subscribe so you never miss a video from Arizona sports.